New court filings have been unsealed in special counsel Jack Smith's election case against Trump. They highlight Trump's so-called increasingly desperate efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Andrew Cherkasky joins me now, former federal prosecutor. Trump calls this election interference, that is a politicized move by the administration. My question is, why did they release all these details before they got a trial date? Why did they do that?
Well, this is Jack Smith's last best effort to give a closing argument before the election. Remember, he was desperate to get in front of a jury before the election. That didn't happen because the Supreme Court shut that down back in July. So this is him trying to get the facts out to the American people, trying, I think, to persuade people to believe that his case is what he says it is. And in some circles, that's the idea of election interference. He's prosecuting election interference, yet he's putting out a message that is trying to persuade the electorate what he thinks the truth is. Now, that truth that he's putting out there hasn't been very successful. He's been shut down by courts time and time again. This will be up for review by not only the district court, but also will go directly to the appellate courts and then ultimately to the Supreme Court, whichever way they rule. So it would be a real tragedy if people are persuaded by this and it turns out that he was wrong in the end.
Will there be any ruling before the election? Any ruling of any kind?
No, there will be time for the defense to respond potentially before the election, but we're not going to see rulings, and we're certainly not going to see any appeals before then. So this is all just kind of left out there and for people to read between the lines and try to find the fodder that they want. But I caution against that, because this is just adversarial fighting back and forth, and Jack Smith's, again, his credibility on his perceptions of the law and the facts, they're untested, and they've been wrong many times in the past.
All right, Andrew, I'm going to move on to another subject. New York City's mayor, as you know, Eric Adams, he'll likely face more charges in his federal corruption case. What kind of additional charges could be coming? Do you have any knowledge of them?
Well, there's no specifics about what's going to be coming. The prosecutors are saying that they are looking at a potential superseding indictment. This may be because they don't like his initial response. They don't like that he hasn't stepped down yet. They don't like that he's essentially rebuked the prosecutors in his public statements. So this may be their effort to put more pressure on him to finally back down. You know, he says that this is lawfare at work. The prosecutors say they've got a very strong case. Well, two things can be true at the same time, and that might be true here, that he has a bad case against him, that he might be going down for this, but also they might be treating him unfairly in his view.
Well, yeah, I mean, the legal move started against him after he was critical of the administration for their handling of the migrant crisis. He thinks it's a tit for tat. He criticizes Biden on the migrants, so they take him to court. Is there any truth to that? Any wisdom there?
Well, you know, you can be very critical of the prosecutors on the bribery side of it, and there's been some people who've come out and said that that's kind of a small potatoes type of case, maybe $100,000 or so in these upgrades. There is a much bigger case in there, in that he accepted these straw donations from people who apparently were illegitimate small donors, had those small donations then matched by the state at over $10 million. And so you can see this as a fraud of over $10 million. With the superseding indictment that might come, what you might see are additional allegations that he's obstructed justice. It seems that he engaged in some pretty shady behavior and claiming that he didn't remember the passcode on his cell phone, and other types of behavior like that with his inner circle, where perhaps they were trying to drive a narrative that ultimately is obstructionist.
If he fights this, and he says he's going to fight it, what kind of government does New York City have for the next year?
Well, if he remains in office, and it's not inappropriate for somebody to remain in office on its own. The administration is going to be gutted. He's going to have a very difficult time governing. But the alternate is, if he leaves, Jumaine Williams would step in, and he is a far leftist from his political standpoint, and that might be more damaging to some. So you got to be careful what you ask for, and whether he stays in office while fighting this, or whether he's removed from office or backs down from the office and puts in the replacement.
This is the last thing we need for New York City at this moment. We're hard-pressed with the migrant crisis. People have not returned to these office buildings in any real numbers, so business is down, especially in Midtown. And you've got, what else have we got? A crime problem going on, and you name it, there's problems in New York. This city is a mess at the moment.
Well, that certainly adds to the mess of it all. And one of the things that Adams obviously is claiming is that his opposition to the migrant issue, to kind of the Biden administration's opening of the floodgates to the migrants and them coming to New York City, is what has caused this to be the case in the first place. So, perhaps there's a move to get him removed from the office so that the left and the Democrats can essentially engage in the immigration process that they want in the city. So I don't know what their solution is to it, but perhaps they see a different Democrat doing more of what they want versus Adams, who's fought against them.
My goodness, what a mess. Andrew, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate it very much.